Bublynn coming in, crushing this. Alright. Alright, we're back at it again, talking about Taurus moon, Gemini sun. Just did Taurus moon, Taurus sun. So this would be someone that is coming from a place where they love what they love, they want to pick a lane, they want to stay in the lane, right? They want to attach to what they can attach to, they want to get lost in that. Not necessarily lost in that, grounded in that would be a better way. I feel like Scorpio would be more lost and lost in, still not necessarily lost, but lost in, right? And then we also have the Taurus, which would be more grounded in. So yeah, anyway, just little conceptual thinking stuff. So yeah, so this would be someone that would be grounded in what they love, right? And would want to keep with that and stay true to that and act methodically with that because they're an earth pattern structured kind of individual, right? That's where they're coming from, right? And then they're acting in a mutable air type way. So this is someone that still wants to stir up what's going on, right? They want to find new ways to go about things, but not necessarily that are like so new, right? Like they're like stirring things up, but in the realm that people can understand and relate with, right? Like fire is stirring things up in a realm that some people are going to be pro, some people are going to be for because it's completely new. But air is going to be stirring stuff up and generating new things, but in the realm of like practicality, right? Like what we can do to relate, like things like this, like more so on board with everybody in their surroundings, right? Relatable, like the adaptable quality of air versus the unadaptable quality of fire. So yeah, so this would be someone that's trying to generate new wherever they are. So this would be someone that's basically lost in the ground, is I feel like a good way to put it, because I feel like fire would be not necessarily even lost in the dream, but caught in the dream, right? And then water would be lost in the dream, and then air would be I feel like caught. Yeah, I feel like caught versus earth grounded. No, I feel like air is not caught by. I almost feel like caught by, but like attached to, like loving. Yeah, loving, right? Venus, the ruler of air, loving the connecting to, right? Relating with. It's so yeah. So that would be relating to the earth, right? Relating to the practicality, relating to the sense, loving the sense, right? Whereas fire would be loving to and loving the, or just feeling, or like caught in the dream, right? Water would be lost in the dream, right? Like whoa, and fire would be caught in it, like living it, right? And then earth would be grounded in the grounded in practicality, right? And then earth or air would be grounded and like loving and relating to practicality, right? Whereas water would be like lost, right, in relating to like vision, right? So there's lost in relating to like vision and like new and like whatever, like just pure relatability. And there's air, like relatability to sense and to love, right? And to these sort of things. But yeah, and then there's the. So anyway, so now, like, sorry, we're getting off track. So if we think about Gemini sun, this is someone that's going to be mutable to situations, and then they're going to be lost into what makes sense to try to develop new for that, right? The air and the lost in the situations quality, right? So this is going to be someone that straight up is coming from a place where they're just trying to do what they love, right? They're not trying to do anything but what they love. They're just trying to stick to what they love and keep that up. And then, yeah, and then they find themselves acting where they're like, instead of like trying to bring in completely new elements like fire would be, this is someone that's trying to bring in like new ways to do that, right? But not like necessarily like new lanes in which you can do that, or like new tools to use or stuff like this. This would just be someone that's like more generative, more creative with it, right? But still in a practical way. Like if we think about Taurus moon, Aries sun, this is someone that's going to be literally trying to bring completely new ways to relate, completely new ways to get attached, like completely like new ways to do. Whereas the Gemini will just be more mutable to what could be, and they'll just like see something, they'll be like, oh, like if we put ourselves in this circumstance, like maybe we could do this better, you know what I mean? So yeah, so it would be like coming from earth and then acting in air. So this would be someone that's relatable with their actions, right? And is taking all this in, and is also, yeah, just learning, and then still within their lane, right? So this is someone that is coming from a place where, yeah, they're just solid, lost in what they love, and then they're acting in a way where they're receptive and they're relatable, right? They're working with practicality, they're working with sense, they're working with reason, but still generating new within that. Whereas like fire would be like the type of person that's like, oh, I love this. Maybe if I bring in like fire and like try this crazy shit, this person would be more like the calm, cool, collected, calibrated like artsman, you know what I mean? Like there wouldn't be anything new, crazy, lane-worthy about it, you know? So yeah, but they would still be like the most caught up in air, right? This would still be someone that's very creative because we have but creative in a logical way, creative in a mercurial way versus creative in like a spirit way. So yeah, because they're like sticking to something and then they're finding all these new ways to think about it and getting caught up in all these new like new ideas about it, right? There's not necessarily one side that they're picking to it like the Aries would. They'd like get really caught up in a certain side, but they'd be really just like curious and like inventive, right? But not in necessarily like a way that might break boundaries, right? Just in like a cool, like fun to think about, like bringing logic down to, or like following logic pathways, right? And maybe like the splitting, like the Gemini, like seeing two different ways to do something versus the Aries sun getting caught up in something. So yeah, so coming from a methodical place and then finding new ways and being receptive to new ways in order to sensibly go about doing that, right? So probably developing safeguards and what you get lost into mentally, hopefully, or maybe just always like having this sort of mental openness, right, to how you're going to do things and how you're going to interact, right? So yeah, so that's Taurus moon, Gemini sun, Bublynn, coming in, crushing this.